everybody, welcome back to Musings by Nikki. I am here today because my lovely dear friend Emma Lee from Emephemera's Treasures here on YouTube tagged me in the 10 crafty questions. I don't know, is it a challenge? I was just gonna say challenge, but then I'm like, is it a challenge? I don't know. It's the 10 crafty questions. So, you've probably seen a bunch of other people do this, and now it's my turn to do this. But I am going to, if you will permit me, well, not that you have a choice, I guess you can either just watch or you can turn it off, right? But I'm going to work my way through slicing up this stack of, I don't know, probably 90 sheets of 12 by 12s because I am teaching a journaling session at our women's retreat at church on October 5th, and I have limited time, so I'm going to bring all the covers pre-made, and we're just making very simple journals. I'm going to teach them how to bind the book together, and then they're going to get to do some stamping and decorating. But I'm going to sew all the covers. Yeah. So that means I need to sew 30 covers, but first I had to slice them down to size. So I've kind of curated this collection of, luckily, I was at Joann a couple days ago and they had 70% off paper pads. Oh my gosh, you guys. 70% off. So the pads that are usually like $19.99 or whatever they are US dollars were like $6. So yep, everybody's getting a fancy cover. You get a fancy cover, you get a fancy cover. So anyway, they're not actually fancy, they're just simple. But there's some really pretty papers. So enough about that. Now I've wasted 2 minutes and I haven't even answered a dang question. So I'm going to set this up here. And well, I'm going to try and there we go. Don't breathe. What is your name? My name is Nikki Adigan. My name is actually Nicole with an H. Don't ask me why my parents did that. I don't know, because my maiden name was Johnson. So maybe, maybe that they decided that with such a common name like Johnson, you needed, your name to have something special about it. So they gave me an H in my Nicole. I don't know. And then they gave me the middle name Therese, but it's not it's not an H. There's no H in Therese. So they took the H out of Therese and moved it to Nicole. But no one calls me Nicole or Therese. Everybody calls me Nikki. So, long story short, question number 1, what is your name? My name is Nikki Adigan. That is what everybody calls me. My students used to call me Miss A, and I miss that. I went to visit them at school just yesterday. I got to see a few of them, and that was lovely. Anywho, next question. How did you come up with your YouTube name? Well, my YouTube name is Nikki Adigan. So, as with some of the other people that I've watched talk about this, I didn't have to think very hard. Actually, I think what happened was, if you have a Google account, YouTube just naturally, you already have a YouTube or something like that, with the whole Google thing, and somehow you just, ooh, isn't that one pretty? It's shiny. Somehow with the Google thing, if you have a Google account, you already have a YouTube account as well, because they Google owns everything now. So so I think when I signed on the very first time, it just said Nikki Adigan, and I wasn't ever at that point in my life thinking that I was going to do this, make videos. At that point, I was on YouTube because I made playlists. I'm the music director at our church, and I made playlists for my musicians to listen to of the music we were going to do on any Sunday. So look, you're learning. This is, you guys, this is extra bonus material here. This isn't even on there. So anyway, it just defaulted to Nikki Adigan, and I never changed it. Now, how did I come up with my Etsy shop name, or kind of my brand name, I guess, is Musings by Nikki. And I came up with that, and it will kind of come up in another question or two here, I think. But I came up with that because I used to draw and paint quite a bit. And, you know, often when you're drawing or painting, there's like something that just kind of is your muse. Artists will often say they have a muse, and not that I've ever had a muse, but I kind of just, like, my drawings and paintings weren't ever like, don't ask me to draw a person or an animal, because I cannot do that. It will not be pretty. So my drawings and stuff were just always, you'll see, I'll spread a couple of my things. Anyway, it was always just a lot more kind of amusing. Not amusing with an A, but it was musing, like something in my head that I was just kind of letting flow out of my hands. So that's where I came up with the name Musings by Nikki. And there you go. Number 3, what is your favorite craft? So, like I said, I will show you. I have done many crafts in my life. So Musings by Nikki was kind of started because I used to draw, and loved drawing very detailed mandalas. So these are all hand drawn, right? So these are some of my originals that are like kind of packed away now. And then I got into like hand lettering with kind of a flair for Zentangles. These are some of the things that I would just do like in my classroom sometimes. I love this one. This has just got tons of tiny little circles. Look, it's show and tell too, guys. Who knew? This is like a big layers, different mandalas. So this is kind of what I used to do, and these would take me, you know, these take days and days and hours and sometimes weeks. Sometimes I'd set them aside and work on a different one or something. Anyway, this is what I used to love to do. Thus the musings, right? These are just kind of musings in my head. Then I got into some Zentangle stuff and started making some coloring sheets out of that. Yeah, I don't know. See, look, this is my Stack O Designs musings. Just trying stuff out. Coloring sheets. I'm thinking about maybe making some of these smaller ones here, these coloring sheets, into a kit available on my Etsy. What do you guys think? Would you be interested in something like that? You could sew them into your journal signatures and have some coloring, right? So, this one apparently is a giant big hit on Pinterest. Like probably at least 3 or 4 times a day I get something that says this has been resaved by somebody or repinned. So there you go. If you see this, that's totally me, you guys. It's all me. Yeah. Not in it for the fame, for sure. Okay, so anyway, that's that. And then I got into hand lettering for a little while. Hand lettering. Oh, here's some coloring that we were doing. Here's some of my painting. This is like watercolor painting. This is watercolor and drawing inside the watercolor. This kind of, now, I haven't looked at this one for a long time. You know what it reminds me of? Gail Agostinelli. If you ever are watching this, Gail, this kind of reminds me of you, because I've watched some of your, like, you jelly print and then you color and draw over the top of it. This reminds me of you. And then, like, here we go, more painting. This is well, whatever. I'm going to go out on these big long, so okay, look, that's the pile of what I brought. You guys, I could probably just show and tell you for hours and hours, but we'll move on. Anyway, oh, that last one, that Hello Spring, that was Shada Campbell. It was inspired by Shada Campbell, and she's one of the people I like to watch on YouTube. Anyway, we're still on what's my favorite craft. We're still on question number 3, guys. So I drew, and then I crochet and knit, or did crochet and knit. This is still something that I wear on like the regular. This is a little toque that I made. It's so cute, and I made it for myself, which I normally don't make things for myself, but I made this for myself and I still wear it all the time. So crocheting and knitting. Now, guys, then one day in 2016, I woke up and felt like a truck hit me, and it was awful. I felt like a truck hit me, and then I came home, and as I was recovering, I fell down the steps 3 times, and I have not been the same since. I've been to lots of specialists and everything. I have chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. Here's the wonderful thing: crafting does not have to end. It just sometimes has to change. So it modulates, right? So drawing, unfortunately, and very sadly for me, had to stop, because with my fibro, it really hurts for me to hold a pen for any amount of time. It even became a problem in teaching. In school, it would become a problem because trying to work with kids, sometimes my hands would hurt so bad. So likewise, knitting and crocheting, I can't do it anymore. It hurts like heck. Every once in a while I get this itch right around this time of year where I'm like, I really, it's getting cooler outside and I really just want to knit some socks and or a chunk, sometimes I'll be like, oh, a chunky scarf, that's really easy, I could do that. No, I couldn't do that because it hurts. Here's the great thing, like I said, crafting doesn't have to stop, it just sometimes changes. Because crafting, honestly, guys, being creative for me is therapy. And here's the awesome thing: I know that there are several of you out there, my subscribers, my friends that I have met on YouTube, who also have fibromyalgia or other chronic health problems, and you craft as well. And because crafting is almost like therapy, right? I was gonna say free therapy. It's not really free because supplies, right? Like, let's be honest, most of us are hoarders of craft supplies, but using them and putting them together is therapeutic, and finding a way that crafting works for you is amazing. And for me, doing paper crafting has been a godsend. So what is my favorite craft? By far and away, it's paper crafting right now. It is my jam. I love it. Making journals specifically, or anything journal related, is wonderful. That's my favorite craft. I still try to hand letter every once in a while, but it usually hurts my hand and then I get frustrated. So, at the most, it's like when somebody orders something from my shop, I try to hand letter a thank you card, and it usually just looks like really pretty crafty because my hand hurts and I can't do it. Moving on. Your favorite place to shop for craft supplies? Well, if you ask my children, where mom likes to go for craft supplies, the answer would probably be Hobby Lobby. And they like going there too because they like going in like the Christmas area and all that stuff. And so they know if they ever want to go out, like go out of the house, they want to spend some time out of the house and they want to run errands or go do something, they'll be like, hey mom, do you need anything from Hobby Lobby? And I usually am like, no, you guys, we do not need to go to Hobby Lobby. And then I'm like, well, I could use some more glue, Fabri-Tac. Yeah, so they can cover it. So Hobby Lobby, definitely a fave. I also like trying to support other Etsy shops. So I will, my seam binding and my sari silks and my digital kits and all that kind of stuff, I try to purchase from other small businesses. I also I mean, Joann and Michael's. Michael's is the closest to our house. It's literally just down the street, which is dangerous. It's on my way to like everything, to groceries and everything. So as you know, if there's ever like, oh, I just need something, I can run to Michael's. Yeah, so that's where, and then Amazon, of course, because, whoops, geez, sliding everything around. Amazon, of course, because we're Amazon Prime members and you can get all kinds of things from all over the place that you never knew you always needed. Good thing Target doesn't have craft supplies. That's all I'm saying. Can I get a witness, or I would just never leave Target. Okay. Top 5 favorite crafty YouTube channels. This is so hard, guys, and I know I've seen everybody say this. As they're recording their videos, everyone that I've watched has all said this is one of the hardest questions. And I agree, because there are so many of you who watch my channel who I love to watch your channels, because I think that our crafty corner of the world is probably one of the most magnificent crafty corners of the world, period, hands down. I have met amazing people, so it's hard to narrow it down. What I am going to do is tell you that when I first found this, I had no idea what a junk journal was, and I was watching YouTube videos, and I was watching a video, I was looking at some hand lettering videos, some different people that hand lettered, and then somebody, I want to say it's Nick the Booksmith or something, I know it's Nick the Booksmith, popped up in a recommendation below one of the videos that I was watching, and it was, I think, her Sherlock Holmes book. And I was like, huh, what's that? A junk journal, I've never heard of that. So I opened it up, and I sat with my jaw on the ground, wrapped at this amazing thing that she had made. And I wanted to hold it and touch it and make one and create it and figure out how to do it and learn all the things. So then I'm pretty sure that for the next like week and a half solid, I just binge watched as many, I went down the rabbit hole of junk journal videos for sure. And that's where I met probably one of my all-time favorite journal makers, one of my favorite artists, Jibbid Neary. I get so much inspiration from her and her channel and her creations. I am in awe of the things that she does. And I'm so inspired and informed by her work. And her personality, just listening to her videos, it makes you just want to go like sit at her feet while she just talks to you about the things that she's created, because it's magnificent and she's magnificent, and she's got this quiet, calm demeanor but this great sense of humor. And yeah, Jibbid Neary, high on my list. Also, for kind of some of the same reasons, Zoe Tofield, love her. Tracy Fox, amazing. She was one of the big reasons why I kind of got started actually like deciding to sell journals and be on YouTube and all that stuff. And I'm on her design team, and that like just changed so much for me. Yeah, Tracy Fox, huge inspiration. And one of my first, she's such a supporter of our crafty community, you guys. She's just such a supporter. Anyway, Emma Femra's Treasures. She's a newer channel, a smaller channel. She's the one who tagged me for this, but you guys, I swear, she and I are kindred spirits. We chat and we have so much in common, and she is just the sweetest, kindest, most beautiful soul. Hi, Em. And I am so blessed to know her and get to have her. I just hope someday that we can meet and have lots and lots of coffee. I wish we lived closer. Yeah, Nick the Booksmith, of course, some of the bigger ones, because she's just incredible. She's kind of sassy, and she kind of she's kind of sarcastic, and I like that because I'm kind of that way too. And she's always has a pop culture reference, and one of my all-time favorite shows is Gilmore Girls. Who watched Gilmore Girls? Comment down below if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, because you're my people then. If you drink lots of coffee, talk really fast, and watch Gilmore Girls and know lots of pop culture references. So Nick the Booksmith kind of reminds me of that, because she's got all these pop culture references and she talks fast sometimes, and you know, she's Gilmore Girlsy. So yeah, that's that. Number 6. Favorite color. My favorite color is this color. This color. Dark red. Scarlet dark red. Not purpley leaning, like not maroonish. Just, I mean, give me like a good scarlet or brick red or dark red. Oh my goodness. I love that. Now, if we're talking clothing, it's probably black, because I just wear black and brown and gray pretty much all the time. I have a wardrobe that is pretty black and brown and gray, and then, you know, I have some pops of color, but that's about it. But yeah, by far and away, when I was young, it was purple. I still really like purple. I like earth tones, and or jewel tones, like the dark emerald greens and like the dark purples and the scarlet dark reds and that sort of stuff. And then, like, when people say, what is your favorite color? Like, usually I say this, but my favorite color, which, like, now I'm gonna get all weird and esoteric, but my favorite color is actually the color of the sunset. And I don't know what to call it, because it's kind of an amalgamation of several colors, but it's so stunning. And when we get a gorgeous cloudy sunset that's just got the layers and layers of pinks and oranges and salmons and reds and purples and blues in there sometimes, I could stare at that forever. I think it is just fantastic. And for me, it is just a reminder of a creator that has like just this imagination that never ends. So truly, the colors of the sunset. But since that's not really a color, we'll go with dark red. You guys got way more than you thought you were gonna get when you watched this video. Okay, 7. Favorite craft tools. Well, this guy right here, this paper slicer, is pretty fantastic. I also really like my my inks, you know, my distress inks, oxides. I use those all the time. Love me some ink. My printer, I mean, I guess that's a tool, right? I print nonstop. Like M said, I will never not own a Hewlett-Packard again because of the instant ink program, which is pretty fantastic, because I am notorious. You guys, I'm to the end of this. That's how much I'm talking. I'm pretty bad at remembering to like order inks and toners and stuff, but instant ink is amazing because they just order it for you. They just send it to your house when you don't even know that you needed it, and then all of a sudden they just send it to your house, which is awesome. I don't have to worry about ever like not remembering. So yeah, inks, paper cutter, glue. I mean, my glue is, look at that stack of paper, you guys. Glues. I have probably 10 different kinds of glue that I use for 10 different kinds of things. Look, I recently acquired myself some of this. I know you all talk about this and I never had some. Now I have some. So there you go. I have arrived. And fabrics. I don't put a whole lot of fabrics like inside my journal, but almost every one of my journals are fabric covered because I just really like the way that feels. Okay. Where do you get your love of crafting from? My mom. And I think I've said this in other videos too, but my mom is one of those moms that she was always in charge of whatever it was that we were doing as kids and volunteering. So we wanted to be Girl Scouts. She was the Girl Scout leader. We were in Sunday school. She was a Sunday school teacher. My brother was in Boy Scouts. She was the Cub Scout mom or the Den mom or whatever. When we got into youth group, she helped with the youth group all the time. When we finally got old enough that she went back to work, because she was stay at home most of the time, when we got old enough, she went to work where, not just some job wherever. We went to a parochial school for a little while, and she worked in the office at our church at the school. So my mom was always present, and she always has been a crafty person. Now, she will tell you that she doesn't think she's all that crafty or whatever, but she is crafty. She likes crafty. She thinks crafty. She's artsy. She used to paint and draw when she was younger. And she's got a whole closet full of crafting stuff. And she's in charge of all kinds of, my dad's a pastor, and my mom is like in charge of all the kids ministries and stuff. And they are constantly in need of crafts. And my mom is crafty. She just is. And that's kind of where I got it from. I just enjoyed crafting from the time we were little. And I am totally a right-brained person, and I love being creative, and it is it's my jam. It's just what keeps me sane. It's like therapeutic and everything. When did I start crafting? Well, that's kind of just what I was saying. Like, I can't ever remember not crafting. I've been crafting since I was little, and then probably like in high school for a while or something, I probably didn't care as much. But then when I bought my own house when I was 20, and I remember shortly after that, like being home, my family moved, this is a story for another time, but my family all moved north, kind of away from me. Yeah, thanks guys, bye. And so they all moved away, and I had bought a house, and I was 20, and I was living on my own, and I was like, I worked a lot, and went to school, but I was still alone. So I remember not long after buying the house, I went out and got myself some knitting needles and some white chenille yarn, and retaught myself, because my aunt had taught me, but retaught myself how to knit. So I made myself a scarf, and it reignited my love of crafting. It's been since then. I sewed Renaissance costumes and dresses for a little while. I mean, you name it, like I have done it in the crafting world, except quilting. I tried that, and I cannot make the corners square. You guys, whatever. You quilters amaze me. Okay, and then number 10? We're to number 10. Oh my goodness. What has been your favorite craft so far? My favorite crafts has to be journal making. And I don't say that just because I'm doing it now, because I really, really did enjoy drawing like mandalas and things like that. I really did enjoy that. But this paper crafting and journal making, it kind of lets me combine a lot of my different like previous experiences and skill sets, and like painting and all the knowledge of different kinds of crafts and things that I've done in my life. It kind of helps me, lets me create using a lot of those things and trying to add a lot of those things in, but then it also allows me to just branch out and try to dream up different cool things to do. Now I've got this huge stack of cutoffs, and I go, okay, what am I gonna do with these? I've got all this. And rather than just make 1,000 tags, now I think like, what could I do with these? I got to think something up. So I love crafting. I love journal making. So yeah, there we go. That is my 10 crafty answers to my 10 crafty questions. I am now supposed to tag some people. So I think what I'm going to do is I would like to tag the 3 ladies that I do the 5 on a Dime challenge with every month. So that would be Martina at Tinkiela, and Angela Kerr at Angela Kerr, and Gina at the Firefly Studio 67. So ladies, you're officially tagged. You may have been tagged by other people, but you're tagged by me now too. Tag, you're it. I would also like to tag Chantal at Red Page Crafts Cafe, excuse me, Red Page Cafe. Chantal, I know she is a very busy lady, but I'm gonna Facebook message you, Chantal, and I'm gonna say I tagged you, and it doesn't take long to make this video unless you're me and you give your whole life history. So that's who I'm tagging. Consider yourselves tagged. Martina, Angela, Gina, and Chantal. I will love to hear your answers. Thank you, Em, for including me in the 10 crafty questions thing. I am loving hearing this go around. I hope that if you have a YouTube channel, you get tagged by somebody so I can hear your answers and see what you're doing too. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you made it this far, then I have something else special for you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I've been waiting for this. It's not that exciting. Well, it is kind of exciting. So remember this guy? Did you watch me make this? Well, I didn't make it. Did you see me show it to you? So speaking of the ladies that I do the 5 on a Dime challenge with every month, this was my project for the September 5 on a Dime challenge, this little baby journal with all these fluffies. I am going to give this thing away because I want one of you to love it and have it and love it. So it has all kinds of funness in here, and it's just this cute little baby journal with lots of writing space. And so what I would like you guys to do in the description box below, because I can't like tag you all because we're only supposed to tag 4 people, I guess. So what I would like you to do is answer one of the 10 crafty questions below, and I will, so okay, let me slow down. I will have the 10 crafty questions listed in the description box because that is how the women that I tagged will see the questions, and I will pass it along. But it will also allow you guys to choose one of the crafty questions and put it at your answer in the comments section. Goodness. So put one of your answers in the comments below, and then I will, in a week from today, so what's today? Wednesday. So next Wednesday is, goodness, who knows what the date is of that. Hold on, guys. My brain just doesn't think that way. So you want to know what else? That's another part of fibro. Sometimes just the fog hits. Okay, the 2nd of October. On the 2nd of October, I will draw from the comment section below. So you have to be subscribed and you have to leave a comment. Okay, it's open internationally and everything. If for some reason you don't want this, but you'd like to answer one of them, just say that in your answer. Just say, hey, my favorite place to shop for craft supplies is Bob's Craft Shop, but I don't want your journal. You can say that, and I'll be like, hey, that's fine. Where's Bob's Craft Shop? Anyway, so let's give this guy away. Well, it's not a guy, it's a lady. Let's give this beautiful butterfly lady away. Anyway, so that's it, guys. Comment down below what is your answer to one of the crafty questions. I will draw a week from today. It's open internationally. I will ship this thing wherever for whoever wins it. And thanks again for hanging out with me, guys, and slicing through, you know, I don't know, some obscene amount of papers that now I have to sew around the edges of all of them. Bleh. Anyway, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, wherever it is. You know why I say this at the end of every one of my videos, since we're in this, like, you know, thing? It's because since I've been doing this, I have met women from all over this planet, and it never ceases to amaze me how I now count among my friends and acquaintances people from almost every continent. It's incredible. I have shipped books to places that I never dreamed would ever see my stuff, my art or anything. Social media, YouTube, this platform is incredible. But as much bad as there is with social media, it's also amazing that I have met you all and now have friends all over the place, and I think this is incredible. And so I want to greet you wherever you are, whatever time it is you are. I know sometimes when I'm not feeling great, I'm in the middle of the night, it's insomnia has hit, and I am watching videos and it's the middle of the night. So that's why I say, I know we're all in different time zones, I know we're all over this wonderful planet, but we're also a small little wonderful community. So have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whatever time it is, on whatever side of this beautiful globe that you live on. And I will see you again very soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye, guys.